10 and an offer on Essential 1 that'll really set us up for success for the new year. So stay with us for that. In the meantime, though, unbelievably, 2024 is coming to an end, and Mr. Andrew Lessman joins us for this, the final hour of the year. Andrew, I can't believe we've arrived here already.
It's amazing to me that this year has flown by the way it has, and that Christmas is only a matter of days away, and 2025. Again, I look at years like that, they sound like science fiction when you say 2025 is a year. Crazy.
Well, let me tell you, you know, as we look forward, time does fly, and it's easy to get lost, right? And to not focus in on really making the best of every day. Even little things. Andrew, your teas don't get a lot of airtime, but they are beloved by those of us that love tea. And obviously, I'm a big fan of tea. Andrew, aroma and flavor. I was thrilled to see we have this tonight.
Well, our teas are kind of designed the way our chocolate is. The American palate is different. And when it comes to tea, Americans don't really love the flavor of green tea. It tends to be kind of bitter. Some people might say it smells like dirty socks. And so what we've done here is we take our green tea that never gets bitter, but then we go one step further. We also blend it with our peppermint tea that never gets bitter. So this way you get all the benefits of green tea, which are probably at the very top of the list. If you look at the healthiest foods we could possibly consume, typically it's green tea, it's dark chocolate. These are foods that are referred to as superfoods, and the science has validated their benefits. But unfortunately, green tea is just not a favorite among Americans, and basically because it doesn't taste particularly good to Americans. But mine, it's for a green tea, it's almost perfectly reviewed. So it's a green tea that you'll fall in love with because it has all the delicious flavor of mint tea, but all the health benefits of green tea.
I mean, I enjoy Andrew's tea every day, and I personally find the flavor so gentle, so soft, and honestly so soothing. Like, I can wake up on a morning and have a cup of this, or on an evening when I get home from work, I have a cup of this, and it immediately just helps you wind down. I want to show you the pricing that we have, because you can choose a 30, a 60, or a 90 sachets. That's where the pricing normally is. If you're ordering today, you can get 90 sachets for $39.90, obviously saving $25 on that. I think it's nice to, Andrew, there's always a lot of curiosity, and we invite people, obviously, to try it. And if they don't like it, they can always call us and return it.
Yeah, and everyone has until the end of January, so it's not a 30-day money-back guarantee. And with the first cup, you'll see this is different. I'll use a single sachet in a liter of water, a little more than a quart of water. A quart of water is more than 8 cups of tea. A typical cup of tea is basically 4, 5, 6 ounces. So it's smaller than a typical cup that is 8 ounces. So, but when you think of that, the value today, and this is a winter special. This is something that's been on special price just for the winter. That's when it's a favorite item. And I'd love for Americans to embrace the benefits of green tea. It's rich in what is arguably the most protective compound found in foods, which is a polyphenol called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. I've been talking about EGCG for decades. I think as great as the research might be on resveratrol, the research on the polyphenols in green tea is even more convincing, more compelling. And if you just look at the epidemiologic studies, which are basically looking at people's behaviors and seeing how it affects their health outcomes, you want to be a member of the group that drinks green tea. Yeah. It's just, as I often say, you want to be a member of the group with healthy vitamin D levels. There's certain things in the scientific research that's just so compelling that you want to take advantage of it. And green tea is one of those things. And our peppermint green tea gives you the benefits you seek, but makes them delicious even for an American palate.
Flavor is everything, and what Andrew has been able to do with his tea is just create the most incredible flavor. I encourage you to try it. and discover a new drink for the new year. Let's keep going. Still to come, CoQ10, an essential one with very special pricing. Next up, Andrew, you've obviously have it in your blood to really break down barriers and innovate. As you've done, you'll do it with Choco Nouveau in this hour, but you also did it several years ago with Ultimate Oat Bran and also Ultimate Oatmeal, a first of its kind item that is not only delicious, but also has a lot of added health benefits.
Well, the main reason that so many of us consume oatmeal and oat bran is not just because it's a healthy, high fiber, also rich in protein, low in sugar, food to have first thing in the day or to use in other recipes, but because of its cholesterol lowering benefits. And that's because of something type of fiber present in oats called beta-glucan. Oats, as long as the main reason for consuming oats for so many of us are the heart health benefits, then I thought I would make the oats taste better. And by adding our own plant sterols and also dramatically increase the oats' ability to lower cholesterol. So if the heart health benefits of oats are what has you consuming oats in the first place, then our oats will lower cholesterol not a little bit more, but dramatically more than conventional oats. And not only do the reviews say that, but the reviews also say our oats taste better, kind of like our chocolate, that when we make something healthier, I also make it taste better because I don't want you to have to decide, okay, I'll tolerate this because it's healthier. No, you get to enjoy it more. You get to enjoy the health benefits, and you also enjoy the flavor benefits more. And that's the case with both our oat bran and our oatmeal. I love them both, but I prefer the oat bran because it's even richer in fiber than the oatmeal.
And in a few seconds, we'll flip our graphics to reflect the Ultimate Oat Bran. If you enjoy oatmeal right now, for example, I encourage you to try Andrew's. And, you know, just a quick scan of the reviews, it's everybody saying the same thing. This tastes amazing. This tastes delicious. I think Andrew's point is absolutely perfect. There's no compromise. There's no sacrifice on flavor to get those added health benefits. Just a quick look at pricing over here. Here's the Ultimate Oatmeal. There's 30, 60, 90, or the 180 servings. You can see very special pricing. And then for the oat bran that's available as well, virtually the same, just a little different. But again, great value for money on something, Andrew, that, you know, we talk about reviews so casually, but they are significant on a food product. It's easy to be critical of food products.
Well, just looking at our green tea alone that we just talked about, that's 4.8 stars. Right. If we look at our oats as well, I think it's 4.8 stars.
Yes.
So most folks offering foods, they're lucky to average between 3 of real reviews. Our reviews are all real, and these products basically are, I think 5-star reviews are 80 to 90%. Positive reviews are close to 100%. So again, oats are a seriously healthy food choice. We just make them even more delicious and make them even more healthy. So as long as we're going in that direction, why not make it even more effective as far as accomplishing our goals?
And maybe that's it for the new year. We say new year, new you. The only way to get to that new you is to adopt some new choices, some new decisions, go on some new adventures, and that's what we can do. Maybe with Andrew's teas, and certainly with the Ultimate Oatmeal and Oat Bran. Thank you for your orders here. Andrew, any final words? Obviously, you say you prefer the Oat Bran. I'm a big fan of the oatmeal, but then again, it's really a toss-up.
No, I love them both in terms of flavor. Just for me, I love the additional richness of fiber present in the oat bran. The oatmeal is certainly creamier. The oat bran is richer in fiber. But what's great about them and great about the tea is that you get benefits that you never dream of getting from a typical product.
Thank you so much for shopping with Andrew and I. It's the final hour of 2024, the final show of the year, another one in the history books. In this hour, we're celebrating with big offers on everything, but especially Andrew's Essential 1 multivitamin and coenzyme Q10. Let's turn our attention to cinnamon. Not the traditional cinnamon as you might be thinking of. This is something extra special. And Andrew, the cinnamon product, we talk about supporting healthy blood sugar. This is something that it really took you a long time in a good way to bring this to air, as you've always talked about validation through science and through research. That's what really matters with all of your things.
It's interesting, I guess, because I think it's something like 40 million Americans suffer from type 2 diabetes, and probably close to 100 million are pre-diabetic, that it really encourages companies to make drug claims for nutritional supplements in terms of the same kind of a claim that someone would make for a drug that's associated with lowering blood sugar, for a drug that's designed to treat these illnesses. That's not the case in the way I represent my products, but as we know, there are a lot of things we could do in terms of our lifestyle. There are a lot of things we could do in terms of our diet that will help us manage our blood sugar better. And one of the tools that's been recognized for decades, for centuries, in terms of helping support our body's management of blood sugar has been cinnamon. And it has to be standardized cinnamon, just not plain ordinary cinnamon spice. Our cinnamon is treated differently in that the active compounds are actually isolated and concentrated to deliver its benefits. And certainly, obviously, when it comes to managing blood sugar, dietary choices that we make, choices that we also make in terms of exercise and lifestyle, will have a profound impact on blood sugar metabolism and our blood sugar levels. So there's a whole world of things we can do. And I think if we follow the guidance of our physicians, if we make the small changes in diet and lifestyle, because dramatic changes are difficult to stick to, and we add important tools like cinnamon, and we add important tools like berberine we'll talk about later, then we start adding some small changes can give rise to big results when you combine them.
That's a big statement, and it's so true. Small changes. Here's two very quick reviews and speak exactly really to that. This first review says, a must-have. I cannot believe how good the cinnamon is I cannot believe how good this cinnamon is. When I go to my doctor, he almost has me in tears over my A1C. He never talks about anything natural to take to lower it. Finally, I found this cinnamon product by Andrew Lessman. It has really worked for me to help lower my A1C. And then one more, again, experience matters, and this is what people have been saying for a long time. Amazing supplement. My doctor said I had borderline unhealthy blood sugar levels some years ago. So having used your products for a decade now, I decided to seek help from your inventory of supplies. Sure enough, and there it was, cinnamon. They worked and no signs of glucose irregularities to date. I take them daily and I feel so confident and relieved with the product. So well done. Thanks, Andrew. Andrew, that's something so remarkable when folks talk about using your products for a decade or more. That is unheard of in this day and age.
And this is a product that I think has only been around, at least in terms of we did all the validation and testing before we introduced it. But I think we probably introduced this product about 15 plus years ago. But again, people talk about A1C. I've been talking about A1C for many decades. And what used to only get attention was fasting blood sugar. What's nice, what now gets attention is A1C, because fasting blood sugar certainly is an indication of the health of our blood sugar management within our body. But our A1C, it's kind of the difference between our fasting blood sugar is like taking a photograph of what our blood sugar is the moment that blood was drawn, that they test. Our A1C is basically like looking at a video of the last couple of months, the last few months, and looking at sort of an average of what our blood sugar has been. So it really gives a sense of how our body is managing our blood sugar. It's A1C is our glycated hemoglobin, so it's basically looking at our red blood cells and looking at the blood sugar content there to calculate an average over a period of time. So I'm sure that's what your doctor is looking at, but it is the most relevant and the most informative way to level is and have our doctor recommend appropriate treatment.
Weekend special pricing, 30 to 360 capsules. That 360 capsules down at the moment to just $79 and change, free shipping always, and FlexPay is available on every one of those sizes. We have a lot of very big specials in this hour. The two biggest, are going to be CoQ10 and Essential 1, and we have arrived at Essential 1. For me, this is where my journey with Andrew began, and for so many of you as well. That one multivitamin that is easy to do, easy to take, easy to encourage a loved one to do, but packs most punch. Multivitamins are sold all over the country, big name brands like Centrum and One A Day. Andrew's multivitamin is simply put the best in the world. It is potent and powerful and comprehensive, to say the least. If you are ordering Essential 1 today to get us set for the new year, to get us set for 2025 and doing it in the best way possible, we are doing 360 capsules at a very special price over here, down from $149.90 to $109 and change. Andrew, I was thrilled to see this offer.
Well, Essential 1, as you said, we're all familiar with the One A Days of the world, Centrums, all of the, as they call them, the knockoffs, the copies of One A Days and Centrum that we see in all the supermarkets, pharmacies, discount stores. There's nothing about any of those products that even marginally compares to our Essential 1. Not even marginally. No. If you look at the B12, the vitamin B12 found in those products, it's a synthetic form of B12 that as your body metabolizes it, and if it even uses it, can liberate trace amounts of cyanide, a poison. I mean, certainly there's no reason to use a synthetic form of B12 when the natural form that we've been using for decades, methylcobalamin, is superior and readily available. Folic acid. What you find in all the typical multivitamins you'll look at has a form of folic acid. That's just folic acid. But when you deliver folic acid to a substantial percentage of the population, almost 40%, it can't be used. I happen to be one of those people that we lack an enzyme, adequate amounts of an enzyme or the enzyme itself to convert it to the active form of folic acid in our body, which is 5-methylfolate. So what we do, and what everyone should do who offers folate in a product, we offer it in the form that everyone's body can use. So going down the list, those products don't contain lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. We do. Those products contain forms of vitamin C that's acidic, that could upset your stomach. And so many of us struggle with acidic stomachs and GERD and things like that. No reason to have a multivitamin with an acidic form of vitamin C. Ours is pH neutral. It's calcium ascorbate. I could go down the list. Ours is in an ultrafine powder, no additives, in an easy-to-swallow capsule. Theirs come in rock-hard tablets. Yes. When I first started making my product, doing seminars for doctors back in the 1970s, and I talked about artificial colors, I doubted that I talked about this. Even when I first went on QVC in 1990, we're going to continue using artificial colors in multivitamins. It's so hypocritical, contradictory to put an unhealthy artificial color in a healthy product, supposedly a vitamin. Here we are, 45 plus years after I started, 35 years after I first made those statements on QVC, and artificial colors are still found. And even now, they're putting natural colors in candies. They're still putting artificial colors in vitamins. So as they say, caveat emptor, which in Latin means buyer beware. Yeah. But when you're buying a typical vitamin in a store, it contains a lot. Things like carnauba wax, which is shoe polish or car wax. There's all sorts of ingredients. And then a lot of folks think, oh, mine comes in a small capsule. It's easy to swallow. It's more pure. It's going to be much more expensive. It's not. But it's also going to contain lower potency because it can't be better quality and be higher quantity, too. That would be impossible and be affordable at the same time. But guess what? Ours also delivers much higher potency ingredients, and it's easy to swallow. It will never upset your stomach. So it's surprising, but it's why I think almost 90% of the reviews for Essential 1 are 5-star reviews.
I think, and I said this to Andrew a few times, but if I could only talk about one item for the rest of my life, it would be Andrew's Essential One. Because truly and genuinely, if you take any one of us, if I invited you here to the studio and I showed you this product and I asked you to compare it to maybe what you're taking right now, there has to be only one clear winner. You can see it in the levels, the quality, no fillers, no binders, no additives. And the winner is Andrew's. And that's why with over 4,000 reviews, it's not only one of our best-selling products ever, more importantly, it's one of our highest reviewed products ever. I'll read one review. And by the way, folks, we are very busy. It is our end of year finale show special, this and CoQ10. If you can, you should get this. I'll read this one review. It says, the best. I wish Andrew Lessman would have the comparison of Essential One to all the other vitamins on the market permanently on the HSN site for this item. This is full of everything you need. No one can touch the levels of the various vitamins he packs into this wonderful, easy to swallow vitamin. Many vitamins are huge and don't even melt in a warm glass of water. That means they may not be breaking down in your body. As you often hear in reviews, his products I will never be without. When you know the facts, Andrew, there is only one winner.
And what's interesting, you just raised a couple of issues there. I have friends of mine sending me posts from YouTube and Facebook and Instagram from all these supposed experts that talk about vitamins that they're selling, that some contract manufacturer's making for them. And folks have told me for years that I need to participate in social media because not everybody watches HSN. And so just so everyone knows, in 2025, I'm like going to come out from behind the curtain and where they ask, can you have all the time, do the comparisons that I used to do on television? I don't have enough time in our shows to do it. Do the comparisons to other products and talk about the additives, talk about the ingredients found in other products. And that's what I'll start doing in 2025, that the information that I haven't had enough time to talk about on HSN, I'm going to make sure that that information is readily available. I've been so disappointed by so much of what I see on social media. Yeah. Yes, there are some wonderful experts there, but it seems that social media appeals to folks that want to exaggerate and want to deceive people. And so just as I have for 35 years at QVC and HSN, my sole goal has been to educate, and I'll be expanding that education, not just at HSN in 2025. We'll be doing as much as we can and even more than we did this last year, but also on other platforms as well. So you could count on at least my consistent voice and hopefully respectful, because I think social media, unfortunately, a lot of folks aren't terribly respectful. And when you talk about something like Essential One, it really is the foundation of wellness. When we talk about nutritious food, we are talking about the nutrients that, unfortunately, we mostly tend to eat ultra-processed or processed foods. So the foundational nutrition of a multivitamin is critical. And you deserve the respect of not having to put all sorts of additives and chemicals and synthetic things in your body just to make up for what's lacking from your diet. So hopefully we'll spend, I know in 2025, we plan on spending a lot of time talking about Essential One. I might even change the name of Essential One. It's been Essential One for 45 years. Right. We might, and because we're kind of talking about it as being special, and Essential One is kind of a basic name, we might actually start calling it Nuance, as in Nuance, as in sort of new once daily multivitamin. So that might be a cute new name that we have for Essential One after 45 years of making something that is today, it's just as unique as it was 45 years ago, which is actually shocking to me that no company has even made an effort to do what is objectively superior in terms of purity, in terms of quality of ingredients. It's incredibly disappointing. But again, if you consider that 90% of the supplements you see in stores or on the internet are just made by the same contract manufacturers, the reason why my products can be different is because I'm actually making them, we're making them ourselves in our factories with our product development, our science, our research. So it's not like all the cookie cutter products you get from everyone else.
If they let me, I'd spend a full hour talking about just Essential One. For so many of us, it is right, exactly. There's just so much there. It's an incredible product. And for so many people who are looking for a multivitamin, and maybe that's all you do, well, let me tell you, that's the best that you can buy. Thank you for all of your orders. This show is built to be a special finale for the year. If you do want Essential One, a whole year's supply for under $110 if you're able to order it at the moment. Obviously, it's extremely popular. Still to come, coenzyme Q10. But next up, another one which has an extraordinary reputation. It's Andrew's Maximum Omega-3. But it is not the omega product you've tried before. It's not the one that has the fishy aftertaste. It's not the one that's big and awkward to swallow. It's the one that breaks the rules in every sense and gives you the most and maximum benefits. Andrew, it is another one that people are very, very not only vigorous in defending and really spreading the word, but it's something that most folks never want to be without.
Well, it's one of those products that, if you try it, informs you that what we do is truly different than from what everyone else has done. And it's a product that when I first introduced this almost half a century ago, it was with the message, and especially back then, it was a very different message, that we shouldn't fear fat. We should be selective about the fat we put in our body. But contrary to what we had been told for a long time, fat wasn't inherently bad. In fact, DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, the omega-3 that is the principal ingredient in our product, but not the principal ingredient in typical products, unfortunately, but the principal ingredient in our product is the principal ingredient in your brain. That your brain is a fatty structure, and the phospholipids are principally made up of 2/3 of the structure of the brain is fat, and it's principally DHA. So we can't fear fat knowing that our brain is principally made of it, knowing that our retina is principally made of it. Know that it's a critical constituent in healthy skin, in all our cell membranes. So we can't fear fat, but we need to be respectful and selective of fat. And one of the best things we could do is find an omega-3 product that's properly formulated, respecting the critical organs that rely on it, the brain, the eye, the heart. And that's how our product is made. And again, I never have time to go into this on air, but there are so many issues involving the environmental responsibility with which we go about creating this product. Or not just the balance between EPA and DHA, but also the fact that most omega-3 products contain synthetic ethyl esters. They don't even contain natural forms of omega-3s. And then they're balanced in a way that represents an industrially selected balance, meaning that that's what industry produces, but it doesn't match what Mother Nature produces. Ours matches Mother Nature by giving you more DHA than EPA. The typical products give you more EPA than DHA, right. And DHA is the most important for your brain, for your eyes, for your heart. So the choice is simple, and it should be a product balanced like mine, but I wish I could suggest others. No one else makes an omega-3 product as we do.
It's the best you can buy, like everything we've talked about tonight. Pricing for the holiday special that we're doing right now, there's a 30, there's a 60, 180, or a 360 capsules. Obviously, your savings increase as you go for the higher capsule amount. The highest is $159.90 down to under $100. I'll read one review. I know we're racing through as many incredible offers that we can tonight, but this says it simply: best omega ever. I cannot count how many different brands of omega that I have used and tried over the years. All have given me fish burps. Not this one. I always stock up a year's supply each year when it goes on sale. So worth it. The price on sale is very reasonable. And Andrew, to your point in our final 60 seconds here, you know, comparing to the others that are out there, you talk about the less important form, but also the fact that this is more potent and it's smaller. It's easier to take.
It's, again, if one doesn't rely on a contract manufacturer to use the same industrial commodity ingredients, all of a sudden you could have a product that delivers more benefit in a smaller capsule that will not upset your stomach, that will have no fishy aftertaste, that all of a sudden a world of opportunity presents itself. But it's difficult to do. That's why most companies choose not to make their own products, simply to rely on third parties. And we don't rely on a third party. We make sure that the hard work of creating an extraordinary and exceptional product is something we do in-house. Otherwise, our products would look like all the others.
Yes.
And the reason why our products, all the products we've talked about thus far in this show, I think not one of them has average reviews of less than 4.6 or 4.7 stars. So, and we're talking about products in general, multivitamins, omega-3, green tea, oatmeal, not highly reviewed products. But among my products, they're almost perfectly reviewed because, again, if we bother to make anything, it means it's going to be different. And as I've always said, if I can't make it special, if I can't make it different, I don't need to make it. I'll leave it to someone else. And again, the way I look at our products, if I know we make the very best product of its kind, then all we need to do is educate and inform. And then the product does the rest once you get the product home. And what I've always loved about being on QVC and HSN, it gave me a chance to educate and inform, but even more, it always, as we've always done, we have on all our products a 60-day money-back guarantee. When you get anything today, you have a money-back guarantee till the end of January. So you either love the product or you send it back. You can't do that where most vitamins are purchased, you know, at supermarkets or pharmacies. You can't return them if you don't like them a few weeks later. Here you can a couple of months later.
Well, reputation matters, you know, and Andrew's voice has been a trusted voice, and you don't get that trust overnight. That is a trust that's accumulated and built up and earned over, 4 decades. So that is the result of where we are today. Thank you for all of your orders on Essential Omega. We are moving on to our other really massive opportunity while supplies last, and that is on Andrew's Coenzyme Q10. And you talk about one voice that started to discuss this many years ago and how that has really followed through today. Andrew's CoQ10 is the finest in the world. And when you start by saying that every cell needs it, and there's so many health benefits that I know many of us are certainly aware of, we'll dive into them. I want to tell you the pricing. The pricing is extraordinary, as I predicted it would be. $360 is down from $199 to $149. That saves you $50. There's a $30, $60, $180, all that $360. Big savings today, and a million reasons to order it. Andrew, it has only gained momentum since you started talking about it, and heavens above, you're the one that really were the starting voice in this arena.
Well, if you speak to the folks in Japan who were responsible for creating the original natural CoQ10 that I brought to America in 1984, wow, they would all say at the time that I was responsible for putting CoQ10 on the map. Certainly, CoQ10 itself is so critical to every cell in our body and the production of energy that if it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. But to my knowledge, there was no one else selling CoQ10 in the United States, importing CoQ10 in the United States in 1984 when I started, when there was no interest, and the only interest was interest that resulted from the information that I was discussing, that the role of this ingredient. And we hear people talking about things like nicotinamide riboside and nicotinamide mononucleotide, NR and NMN, NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. And all of these ingredients take a distant back seat to the research and science on CoQ10. Most folks in the supplement industry, they're always so excited about the latest and greatest and newest thing. And the latest, greatest, and newest thing still has to take a back seat to things like CoQ10, things like vitamin D. So for me, I'll still say that a multivitamin with vitamin D, as affordable as it is the best foundational investment you can make in your health. We even put, because CoQ10 is so important, I view it as another B vitamin. So if there's 10 milligrams of various B vitamins in Essential 1, guess what? There's also 10 milligrams of CoQ10, right, because I view CoQ10 as being just as essential and critical as a B vitamin. And if you look at its role, even more important. Our body can make trace amounts of it, but as we age, those amounts become less and less significant. So we talked about Essential 1, we talked about omega-3, we talked about CoQ10. All of these are ingredients that deserve long discussions. All three of these products would be the perfect foundation to transforming your new year.
There it is.
They're all affordable. They're all unique. So whether it's Essential 1 as your basic multivitamin, multimineral, omega-3 to give you the essential fatty acids that your body can't make, and CoQ10, giving you what amounts to the most important B vitamin, and the B vitamin that your body can make trace amounts of it. That's why it's technically not a B vitamin. But as we age, given our lifestyle, it takes on a role that's probably even more important than other B vitamins. So what a great way. Select one or all three.
Yep.
It's a fantastic way to transform a new year. And if you don't like the way your new year's starting, you have until January 31st to send any one of them back.
Let me read one quick review. And again, thank you for all the orders coming through. We are very busy. HSN.com is your fastest way to order. Everybody trying to take advantage of this end of year special on one of the key opportunities from Andrew. Best CoQ10 on the market. I have known of the benefits of CoQ10 since the early 90s. In fact, I've been taking this supplement since my 30s. But Andrew Lessman's coenzyme Q10 is the best and the purest. It is worth every single penny. The energy I get from this product supersedes the previous ones I was taking. I take it every single day. I definitely recommend this product. Invest in your health and well-being. Boy, we should emphasize that. Invest in your health and well-being. Thank you, Andrew, for making products of the highest quality and fine ingredients. Listen, I could share with you that the reason I take CoQ10 every day is for that common sense energy. It's so easy to reach for extra cups of coffee or sugary drinks or energy drinks, which is of this generation so popular, as you know, energy, big energy. The reality is CoQ10 to me is a really strong friend. And Andrew, as that reviewer so eloquently said, you know, invest in your health. This is a great decision.
And when we think about CoQ10, the simple act of aging reduces the availability of CoQ10.
Right.
And no wonder why one of the most common side effects of aging has always been viewed as fatigue. One of the most common presenting symptoms when someone goes to a doctor is fatigue.
Right.
So it's part of the human condition. If we take certain medications, statin drugs to lower cholesterol, which are these HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors, those medications, that enzyme that they inhibit, which inhibits the synthesis of CoQ10, that's great. It lowers CoQ. It levers, that inhibits the synthesis of cholesterol, rather. But guess what? When you inhibit the synthesis of cholesterol, it's the same assembly line in our body. If we look at our body as a little manufacturing facility, the same assembly line in our body that has to make cholesterol has to make CoQ10. So when you are successfully reducing the synthesis of cholesterol, you're successfully reducing the synthesis of CoQ10. And so, and that's the last thing that anyone wants if they want to preserve their energy level, if they want to preserve their heart health. Also, antidepressants, antihypertensive medications for high blood pressure also, unfortunately, reduce CoQ10 levels. So it's something that if we care about our energy, if we care about our quality of life, we really need to pay attention to CoQ10. And as I've often said, if you want the best, you could get mine. But you don't have to get mine. There are a number of companies that offer CoQ10. You just want to make sure you get the least additives possible and it's in the best form possible.
And that is the mission statement right there. That is the promise that Andrew has made for decades and why so many of us are really big advocates for everything that Andrew does. We're looking for CoQ10. I understand the benefits of CoQ10. I'm looking for more energy. I understand every cell needs it. This is the best CoQ10. It's always nice in life if you can buy the best of anything in any category. Well, I can tell you this, in the world of vitamins and supplements, we can buy the best and we don't have to pay more for it. It's just understanding the differences. There's a lot of folks still ordering Essential 1, the multivitamin from earlier, and quite frankly, hundreds and hundreds of people ordering CoQ10. Andrew, final words on this before we move on.
As we've said, we could have said this about Essential One. When we look at CoQ10, if you're going to swallow one capsule a day,
Yes.
this could be a very good choice because you're getting a full B complex, you're getting a full separate vitamin C. I don't even emphasize that we make it comprehensive because we want it to be more than just CoQ10. Yes, CoQ10 is critical for all energy production, but like any critical important molecule in our body, it relies on other molecules to do its job. So we make sure you have all the accessory, all the ancillary tools that CoQ10 requires to deliver on that promise. And as much as we've lowered the price in our CoQ10 over the years, we haven't compromised its quality, and we've only increased its potency. So it's a great value this time of year, especially starting the new year. It's a real opportunity to start it on the right foot.
It's nice to know that come January 1st, you'll have everything you need already so you can set forward on the right foot. We're going to keep on going. Still to come, my pick of the year to round out the hour, so stay with me to find out that. Next up, though, Andrew, please correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we just launch Lion's Mane? This is what we had a couple weeks ago, and the response was through the roof.
Yes, we just had a very small quantity that we mentioned it in passing.
Right.
We're going to be talking about Lion's Mane. We'll also be talking about Turkey Tail for, I think, the first time. So these are two of the most popular separate mushrooms, again, like all our products, 100% pure, 100% additive free, delivered from its best source, targeting both the fruiting body and the entire mushroom, concentrating the beneficial compounds where they are in the entire plant, from the mycelium and from the fruiting body. So you're getting a unique opportunity here. We're going to be talking about Lion's Mane, which Lion's Mane is the mushroom that's associated with benefits for the brain, for the nervous system. In a moment, we'll talk about Turkey Tail, which targets the immune system. So those tend to be, I'd say, Lion's Mane and Turkey Tail are probably the two most important or the two most popular separate mushrooms available.
I do want to show you the pricing, and both are going to be the same on Turkey Tail and also Lion's Mane. So here's the pricing on Lion's Mane. Again, you're amongst the first in America to be able to order this. It was just launched truly a few days ago. 30, 60, 180, or the 360 capsules. That's where the pricing typically is. HSN price is always a great value. It is important to emphasize that. When we're able to offer specials, we're really doubling down and offering you the best that we can. So the 360 caps gives you the biggest bang for your buck at $89.90, and again, that saves you $40. Andrew, when you introduce something new into the assortment, that in itself is a labor of love. It's not something you do as willy-nilly, as they say.
No, and it's not willy-nilly. That's not a word that folks use. Not arbitrarily or capriciously either. But it's something that takes a great deal of time. We've been looking at mushrooms probably for, I'd say, upwards of 30 years and trying to identify the best sources, because we've always had an immune mushroom blend in our immune complex. And now we have a separate immune mushroom complex. So it's something that is a patient, as you said, labor of love, trying to find the best sources in the world. And we'll go anywhere to find the best materials. And then once we've found those materials, we test them, we validate them before they ever get approved, before they ever get put in a product. And that's the result. It takes a long time, but that's the result you see here. Is finally, after decades of work, a product will appear. And that's what you're seeing today with both our Turkey Tail and our Lion's Mane.
So that's the Lion's Mane that you see there. We're now going to flip our graphics to show you the Turkey Tail. So that is going to be on the screen for you to see. Same pricing, no matter which you choose, but that is available, and that is a first ever opportunity on HSN to be able to order the Turkey Tail. Again, full spectrum mushroom blend for optimum immune system support. I always find it so fascinating, Andrew. You look back again at the research that you're always so keen to share. The research is, you know, immensely fascinating to see how things come to be and the benefits that they really encompass.
No, well, we've all grown accustomed to the fact that plants deliver all sorts of wonderful protective compounds.
Sure.
We've talked about the polyphenols in dark chocolate. We've talked about EGCG in green tea, resveratrol from red wine, and from anthocyanins from grapes. But the same thing goes, maybe to some degree, to an even greater level, to protective compounds, active compounds that are found in mushrooms. And when it comes to, and it's funny, with both turkey tail and with lion's mane, I hear all sorts of interesting stories about why they have those names. They have those names for the most unremarkable reason of all. They look like a turkey tail and they look like a lion's mane. So a lion's mane mushroom has the kind of a shaggy look of a lion's mane, and a turkey tail has that kind of the concentric kind of little patterns in the mushroom. So they simply have those names for no greater significance than that's how they sort of appear. But beyond their appearances, if you go deeper and you analyze the composition of these two mushrooms, and we're talking about now turkey tail, it has components that have been validated and shown to support the functioning of our immune system. So and turkey tail has had that reputation, again, for centuries, probably going back thousands of years. And my job was to find the best source of that mushroom, then make sure we isolated it in a fashion that preserved all its benefits. We didn't burden you with any additives or any unwanted components, and that's exactly what our turkey tail provides.
Still to come, my pick of the year, find out what that is. Next up though, we have some unfinished business, and that is to wrap up our monthly special. This month, Andrew brought to us his world famous Choco Nouveau, a first of its kind gourmet chocolate at an incredible opportunity price. We have the cafe version available. We have the 3 strengths of cacao, 66, 74, and 91%. For the holidays, for the new year, if you have a sweet tooth, this is the chocolate you've been looking for, and with thousands and thousands of reviews, we did get official word, Andrew, and it's quite an incredible achievement. The highest rated food item ever in Home Shopping Network history is your chocolate right here.
Ian, and what's surprising about that, when I first introduced Choco Nouveau, I kind of apologized for what I thought the reviews would be initially, because dark chocolate is not what Americans love. So I kind of figured if we ended up around 3 stars, because it's dark chocolate, we'd be doing great, because most people would rather have milk chocolate. But because our Choco Nouveau has the creamy texture of milk chocolate, and because the chocolate we selected, or I actually selected, from hundreds and hundreds, if not more, varieties of chocolate that I tested, it tastes, when you put it in your mouth, despite it being dark chocolate, it has the mouthfeel and texture of milk chocolate. So you get all the protective benefits of dark chocolate, which many experts, nutritionists, dietitians, physicians will say that the single richest source of protective compounds in the human diet is dark chocolate, which kind of makes sense because a standardized dark chocolate, it's kind of one of the reasons why it's so straightforward for us as a vitamin company. We deal with standardized extracts of plants all the time. That's what dark chocolate is. It's a standardized extract. What you're looking at here are 3 standards. Standardization at 91, at 74, or 66. The 66 is really for milk chocolate lovers. The 74% also for milk chocolate lovers, but just simply any chocolate lover. The 91, if you love dark chocolate, extreme dark chocolate, then you won't believe what that tastes like when it has the creamy texture of milk chocolate. And even some milk chocolate lovers love our 91%. So it's unique. So if all you want is the best tasting chocolate of the world, full stop, this is it. If you wouldn't mind if it also lowered your total in LDL cholesterol, if it was the most heart-healthy chocolate in the world, then you get yet another reason to enjoy the most delicious dark chocolate in the world.
We're fed up of products with side effects. We want products with side benefits, and this gives you the side benefit of, oh, by the way, it's also going to be incredibly heart healthy. and perhaps help lower your cholesterol. Here's the pricing for the monthly special. Nearly 7, in fact, they just told me now 7,000 have been ordered with our monthly special for the month of December, but the price is expiring. So this is last call and last chance. 10, 30, 60, 120, or 180 count. These are individually wrapped, so you can take them with you. If you're going to work, on the move, put it in your purse. It's a lovely treat to have maybe after dinner, or just a little pick-me-up during the day if you crave chocolate. The 180 count is the best value, down from $160 to under $90, saving nearly as much as you're spending. And Andrew, heavens above, the price of gourmet chocolate, if we went to the mall, to the gourmet chocolate store, it'd be more than this.
No, I was just saying the other day I was at a coffee shop and they had a piece of chocolate that was half the size of our square, half the size, and it was a couple of dollars.
Right, right.
So, and it wasn't organic, and it wasn't fair trade. It didn't have our creamy texture, and it didn't lower total and LDL cholesterol levels. So if you look at all the values during this show, when you really consider what this is, I think the folks in the chocolate world just work differently than we do. So our goal is to take a delicious chocolate, use it to make us even healthier. So you end up getting the most affordable chocolate in the world, because our goal isn't to try and sell really expensive chocolate.
You know, the saying, you don't know until you try. Whenever I'm presenting this with Andrew, I sense there's such a huge amount of curiosity, because we say the word chocolate and all of our ears perk up. But will we like it? Will we love it? Well, we can obviously quote the reviews and tell you there's thousands of 5-star reviews. It's the highest rated food product ever, but it really is about you. It's about you trying it. Let us send you at least a small size if you just want to try that, but try it. If you don't like it, you can get a refund of the purchase price, but you really should try it, because if you do like it, which we are confident you will always buy this and you'll feel better for it. Andrew, the reviews are through the roof, as we say. They are telling me there's well over 500 orders coming through as people try to get it now before it ends. The monthly special pricing, just to highlight that, Andrew, that's a really significant price cut.
Well, the monthly special price for this month is pretty, I think it's very similar to our Today Special price. The only thing different is we don't have the larger sizes, which we'll have when we do our Today Specials. And again, with Choco Nuvo, we only have this available 6 months a year.
Right.
That it's something that, because our dark chocolate truly is melt in your mouth dark chocolate, which is unheard of, we can't ship it during the summer. Most dark chocolate would tolerate heat reasonably well. Ours does not, because it's so creamy and moist, just like milk chocolate. So again, there's only 6 months of the year when you can get it. And what a wonderful way to finish the holidays, to go through the new year, and to deliver your body such rich protection, which dark chocolate delivers, but also to help to lower total and LDL cholesterol as well.
And if you're looking, thinking, what should I order? There's this, you can see here, the lightest color there is 66% cacao, then 74% and 91%. If you are a milk chocolate lover through and through and you're worried about it, go for the 66, you'll adore it. The cafe version is incredible. If you love that coffee flavor, it has a coffee crunch to it. Again, all authentic flavors. You'll really, really be excited to try that. Thank you for your orders. The largest size is the most limited at this stage, as our final opportunity comes to a close. We are just a few moments away from my pick of the year as we round out Andrew's final show of the year. Before we get there, though, we do want to spend a moment on berberine. Always a lot of curiosity about berberine when we talk about being respected for thousands of years, when we talk about support for blood sugar balance. This is something we touched on a little bit earlier, Andrew. Here now we have the berberine option.
Well, berberine is an ingredient that's gotten a lot of press recently, and I don't agree with the interpretation of the science, where folks are touting berberine as being, we know these new medications that can help support weight loss, all of the, whether it's Ozempic or Zepbound, the medications like that. Supposedly, berberine shares their mechanism of action and therefore can be sold for that purpose. Absolutely not. So it's not, I mean, here I am one of the first companies to even make a berberine product, and I find those kinds of claims and statements as obviously and blatantly irresponsible.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that berberine doesn't possess remarkable beneficial properties. And the top of the list of berberine's beneficial properties is its ability, as I talked about earlier, that we do all sorts of things right now because so many of us struggle with our blood sugar metabolism. It's just another natural tool to help us support healthy blood sugar management, healthy blood sugar metabolism, and healthy insulin metabolism. And also, so many of us struggle with our cholesterol and our blood lipid levels. Berberine is a wonderful natural tool among all the other things we do to help support healthy blood lipid levels. Berberine helps us do that as well. So folks don't have to make up stories that it's Mother Nature's latest and greatest weight loss drug. It is not. And anyone telling you that, I haven't seen any credible science that there's like a tiny shred of science and folks start making up stories about it. So unfortunately, all the science I reviewed in that regard, it's not a credible claim. It's not a credible statement. And but it doesn't mean that berberine isn't one of the most exciting and beneficial botanicals. Some experts would place it on the top of the list, even above things like turmeric, that it's that healthy an ingredient.
I know we only have about 4 minutes left. I want to finish with one quick review on this one because I think this sums it up perfectly. It says amazing. This product is simply amazing. All my levels are coming down and I feel so much better. Thank you for bringing such a great product to HSN. And what Andrew brings to HSN more than anything is the incredible knowledge and wisdom and really straightforward facts. That's why I love spending time with Andrew, and I know why you do too at home. Well, that brings us to our final item of 2024, and this is my pick of the year. I won't fib to you, I think it was my pick of the year last year as well. And it will continue to be a pick of the year because I swear by Andrew's ginkgo and ginseng. I have taken this for years now and I love it. When it comes to helping to combat fatigue, stress, a sense of well-being, Andrew, you took two products, this dynamo combination, and brought them together. And I recommend this to everybody I meet. And I'm really excited to say that for our grand finale show, we have pricing, which is, I mean, look at this, guys, 240 capsules while it lasts, $145 down to $69.90, saving more than you're spending. That's as low as I ever remember it, Andrew.
And when we talk about ginseng and ginkgo, I might be dating myself, but back in the day when I started my company, back say in the 1970s, I think the two most popular supplements in America might have been two products. One was called, I think, Ginsana, one was called Ginkgoba, and they both were extracts of ginseng and ginkgo. And what's interesting, it all goes back to we're always looking for the latest, newest, and greatest thing. But ginseng has been around for thousands of years, as has ginkgo, as traditional medical ingredients or used in traditional medicine in Asia. The ginkgo tree is perhaps one of the oldest trees on the planet. So these are ingredients with a tremendous amount of history, a tremendous amount of contemporary, of current science that supports their benefits and use. So it might seem like a blast from the past, but these are two ingredients that we perfectly standardize following the science. We combine them into one product because there's no additives in our capsules. We get everything you need into one capsule. So you get all the ginkgo you need and all the ginseng you need according to the science. You get it in one capsule. That's all you need to take. So when you look at it that way, it's less than 20 cents a day. I think it ends up being about 18 or 19 cents a day. It becomes incredibly affordable to enjoy the benefits of both ginseng and ginkgo. And ginseng is that natural component that's been for centuries, thousands of years viewed as a tonic for fatigue, what's called an adaptogen, helps us adapt to what life throws at us. And life throws all sorts of things at us. And ginkgo is at the very top of the list of aids in terms of memory, concentration, mental acuity, really memory. And but the problem with ginkgo is that most companies don't do the testing, the validation necessary to have the correct standardization of ginkgo, and most ginkgo is not properly standardized. Again, because we make everything, we test everything. We test the raw materials coming in. We test the product after we make it to make sure it still meets all the standards. So you know you're getting exactly what you planned on getting when you invested in the product.
What an enormous reaction to round out this final show of the year. Thank you so much for being with Andrew and I today. It's been a big year and an even bigger year to come. Andrew, from every one of us, we want to wish you a very, very happy holidays and, of course, a happy and healthy new year.
Well, thank you, Adam, and to your family and to everyone's family out there, a healthy, happy new year. And I know that health is a critical part of all of us being happy, and my responsibility is to try and provide the information next year and every year that can allow us to be as healthy as possible.
Andrew, we love spending time with you. Thank you so much, sir. We'll see you real soon. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thanks, Adam. You do the same. Take care.
Thank you so much for shopping with us today. Take advantage of the savings, Essential One, obviously Omega, the ginkgo ginseng. Stay in the ordering process. I see you. I promise you will love